Hey everyone, it's Justin. Thank you for watching and welcome to my house. In this video, I'm going to show you something that a customer asked me about, and that is how to relate a control in ServiceNow's integrated risk management product to more than one risk. And so let me show you what I mean. Let's actually open a risk. I'm in the risk workspace in ServiceNow. And we'll just navigate over to our library. We'll pull up a risk here. So part of actually logging and documenting risks is really important. It's part of the whole risk framework that you might be rolling out within your organization or already have within your organization. And if you've identified a risk and maybe you want to mitigate that risk, you might associate a control so you can monitor that risk. And that control could be in place to do something like send somebody an email and say, hey, is this still in place? Or do something automated by looking at a value in ServiceNow, or even do something scripted by actually converting data and relating it and all that stuff. I mean, mostly data within ServiceNow. So lots of different options there for controls. So let's go ahead and add a control. I'm going to create a new control. I don't want to use one that's already existing. I'm going to new control, and we're just going to go through and fill out the basic form fields, ensure that our control is doing what we need. So this is just going to be a demo control for the YouTube. We're going to leave the entity as SAP Financial Accounting. That's what came from the risks. And I will provide a control objective. I think there should be something in there for change requests. I know this is a loss of availability, but change request is like my go-to control objective. So let's just pick anything. Doesn't really matter. And then enforcement, I don't care about any of that. I just want to make sure all my required fields are in, and I'll hit save. And so my control name, demo control for the YouTube, is what I'm going to use. And then we're just going to go and open up, we're on the risk 1002. Let's go and open up another risk 1003. And let's go ahead and see if we can add that control that we just made. So I'm going to search on the name field and search for demo for the YouTube. Hit apply. And notice we don't see anything there. It's actually not showing. So this is where my customer is like, how do I do this? And the trick is you want to use a feature in ServiceNow called common controls. So now that we have this, let's see, refresh, there it is, demo control for the YouTube. Now that we have this here, if we open up that control, we should have a UI action to convert this to a common control. So a common control in ServiceNow is basically a way to have a control that can be managed and monitored, but apply to multiple things. And so they call it a common control. And so there's some stuff going on in the background when you create a common control. We'll go ahead and hit OK. And the one thing that I want to do, actually, I don't need to do it. If we go to that second one, I think we're okay now. That common control is done. If we go back to that other risk that I had, 1000 or 10,003, let's check the entity on it. I think the retail adding point is the entity. So if I go to controls and I go to hit add now, I'm probably still not going to see that demo for YouTube. Let's see what happens. Demo for the, yeah, still not there. But let's go back to the control that we were just in, and we're going to do one more thing. But I'll point out, sorry, I'm moving around back and forth a lot. Notice my entity right here is retail adding points. That's going to be important when we're modifying the control. So now if I go back to 10,002 and open up my control, I'm going to set a reliant entity as that adding points or whatever it was. I've already forgot. So I'm going to click add, and then we'll search for, I think it was points, apply, retail adding points. So we're just going to add that entity to this control. And now if I go back to that risk 10,003, I should be able to add the control for the demo for YouTube. So we'll just add, and then we'll search demo for the YouTube. And I misspelled YouTube. And it's not showing. I want it to be there. Demo. Why isn't it showing? Retail adding points. Now that we're in here, we have a new button, and I can't believe I missed it the first time around. Inherit common controls. So the system realizes there is a common control and it's eligible, and so now I can see this button. Before, I couldn't see that button. So let's go back to the control here, and let's remove that reliant entity. I don't think I needed to do the rest of the steps that I did there. So I'm just going to check this box and remove it. We'll click delete. And now if I go back to that 10,003, we should see, I'm just going to refresh the whole page. I think we should see that UI action actually go away for inherit common controls. Notice I do not have that UI action any longer. So that is what's going to control whether I can see that or not. So let's go ahead and add back that points to the third party, to the reliant entity for the control, and then I should see my inherent common controls button. So it is a common control, so we did that first step correctly. Let's add that reliant entity, and it was something with points. So we'll just search for contains points and retail adding points. There we go, add that, and that has been added. And then we will go back to our 10,003 risk, open controls, and notice it's not showing there. So we're just going to hit the refresh button in the workspace, and we should get our inherent common controls button back in the workspace. And that's actually where we're going to find our demo for the YouTube control. So now I've got it here, inherent common controls. I'll just highlight it with my cursor so you can see it. And so we're not going to use the add button. We're not going to use the new button. There is my control that is associated with that having a reliant entity of retail adding points. We'll click add and it's there. So that's the one way to do it. Lots of clicks involved, as you can see. And so my customer's next question was, how can I do that faster? Because I got to load all this information in the system. Well, I got an answer to that too. Now that you have the control associated, once you go in there and click on it, you can actually go to the risks related list. So right up here, we see we've got 2 risks, which is what this video is all about, having one control with more than one risk. So we'll click on risks, and then we'll click on add. And now I can add other risks to this particular control fairly fast. So there's 10 of them. I'm just going to click add, and boom, now I've got 10 risks associated with this common control. And everyone, that's how you associate a control in ServiceNow with more than one risk. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like, please subscribe, or share it with somebody who you think might be interested in how to use integrated risk management to really help you get your work done faster and not have to do all that busy work. Until next time, don't forget to always be learning.